first time it's happening. Okay. Hey, what is up, guys? Good morning to you. Good morning, Frederick. And I just apologies for the bit a few minutes late because I'm having this this noise in here, so YouTube is not giving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So I hope you're getting this the video good. So far looking. Yeah, so far I think it's looking good. Yeah, just let me know if any problems there with the videos. I think should be coming nice and smooth regardless of this message in here. Okay, so today I pre-selected the three currencies. I was analyzing these the currencies earlier, so I pre-selected the three potential currencies, and of course, you can just let me know in the comment section for if you got any particular currency you want me to analyze. So these three currencies. I'm going to start with the US dollar against Canadian, followed by Euro against British Pound, and Euro against Australian dollar. So I've got these three currencies. Now let me just pop it in the chat, will be easier. So these three currencies, and yeah, let me know if any currencies you got, if you want me to analyze, as well as any related trading questions. You can also pop that in the chat. I hope you starting your day pretty well, and we're gonna start and jump with the trading view and gonna start analyzing the currency pairs. So I already pulled up this USDCAD on the daily time frame. So I do see the potential earlier. Depends if the currency is gonna needs to push up a bit higher before we pretty close to the entry. I do think it's gonna continue to go down, to fall down, because it's been going us pretty nicely. We've seen that the price broke this level here pretty easily, and now it's kind of coming down. We are having this probably this one down to here, so I do think it's going to break it pretty easily because it has a nice strength toward downside, and what I think is going to make it way down to these lows here. That will be the next support, and we're going to use that as the target. So the area is roughly about 3880 zone, let's call it that way, 3880 zone, so about this low here. So as I mentioned earlier, let's drill down to the short time frame, see what we have it on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, on the 4-hourly time frame, it does make its way nicely down. We had this bounce up here. We can see that it has when the price came down to, I think it was this low, right? Yeah, so multiple lows. We got multiple lows down here, and it has a nice bounce, but then it's the price already joined and came down, and it has already taken out this. We got this spike. It has been taken out just slightly. So I do think it's going to continue to fall eventually. Might not happen today, but tomorrow I would expect this one to break and come down to this the daily lows. So right now we're sitting at 139.41, and our potential target is at which one did I say? 38, about 138.80 zone, so roughly looking about 60 pips. So the retracement I want to see, let's go to 1-hourly time frame. Okay, so he pushed up higher. Okay, what was the entry? I think I was looking, actually no, it wasn't a 4-hourly time frame. Let's get a bit further. So the price came up to this level, 54. Oh, that's in a 4-hourly time frame. There was something in there. I can't remember, was it this currency or it was this level? Oh, okay. No, it did that move. That was pretty quick, because I only looked at this probably it was 1 hour ago, but it did yeah, it did came up pretty quick. Okay, so it has done its move. Actually, it was up here about 139.50 or 139.60 zone, but it has got pretty close, and it has not even triggered because I had the the level on that one, but it has not even notified me. It got like 2 pips, and then we see that spike here. Let me just go closer. Yeah, it did. It did in the last what 10 minutes. Yeah, while I was busy on the YouTube, it already did move. I didn't expect it's gonna do it that quick. Okay, so it didn't move, which kind of sucks because we already missed out on that one. I was waiting for this to come up for another test, this area, but as we can see, we did it. Now let's see what else we can we can do on this one. Okay, it's a little bit too far to come up, and let's see what we have on a 4-hour time frame. If we got anything. Okay. Yeah, we got this area at 39.70, but so we got this area here, which could be a potential for the next entry. However, I don't really like this area as of the entry, so I need to maybe if it does it, let's see, does it? No, I don't like it. I do not like it. So this is gonna go on a waiting list, I think. Yeah, this one's gonna go on a waiting list because this so far I don't particularly like. The only difference would be if the price continues to fall for, let's say, next 2 hours. If the price comes down, let's say like this, and then it will have a retracement. That's the chance I see at the moment. But so far it needs to come down a bit more before it retraces. Before it retraces up to this level, which is going to be at 139.45 is going to be the next up move. But the first thing it needs to do is to come down a bit more. Probably if it does it in this and next candle, then it would set up nicely. But for now, I do want to see a bit more downside because we already missed this area to go in. I don't think it's gonna set it up again. So let's gonna wait for another hour or two, more like 2 hours, because I don't want to see 2 candles. Then a retracement towards upside. It's probably gonna take another candle or 2. So we're looking potentially about 3 to 4 hours on this particular occasion. So it's on a waiting list, and our potential entry is gonna be up to this area at 139.45 as of the entry, and the stop losses will be easy. Let's see, 45, 10, 10. So we're looking about 20 pips stop loss on this one, maybe 25. We're gonna position our stop losses somewhere around here, so we're gonna go above this price action here. So we're gonna position our stop loss around here, roughly about 20 to 25 pips stop loss, and so 39.45, we're gonna run it to at 38.80. It's gonna be our target. So we're looking at about 65 pips as of to gain, and we're gonna risk about 20 pips or 25 pips stop loss. So we're still looking at about 1 to 3 risk reward, but it needs to do more candle, 1 or 2 candles towards the downside before I consider this one as the opportunity, unless it does something else. So this is again developing stage, because the earlier when I looked at it, it's like, okay, it's gonna come up, and that will be a good opportunity just about when I was going to live. So that's why I put it as a first currency, because it was looking good, but it kind of come up, it blipped just like about two pips away for the entry, and then it just continued, and now it's continued to going down. So for now, as I said, I do want about 2 candles to go down, and then will be another candle or 2 up. So in total, about 3 or 4 candles. So which means about 3 or 4 hours. So we're gonna be looking and observing this USDCAD, and yeah, 1 to 3 rewards, as I said, is good. And the other thing is, I actually wanna go see the AUDUSD, which I did analyze that yesterday. And it's a good demonstration for that things can change. Like when I analyzed in the morning for the well, the entry, let's say, where I do remember roughly where I analyzed. When I was analyzing this, I think it was about, when was it? So yesterday was roughly about, I think I was analyzing where we had this nice bullish candle, and I was waiting for this one for the price to come down at this area where I was looking for the entry. I do think it was like 64.60 if I'm not mistaken, and as we can see, it did not do it, and I still did end up taking the trade yesterday. It was of course a couple of hours later when the price did this move. So it's completely ignored. It did not have a retracement here. It's only had like a blip toward downside, and then it continued to go up, and it was only this moment when it started to come down here. So this was the going to this area here, so I saw that opportunity on this side. So it's kind of low in here, so we have this nice bullish up bar and this blip towards downside, but it's still as a we can consider it as a low, not very strong, but it was a good opportunity to get on. So the few hours can change the view on. Even though I analyzed on these couple of hours before, then I did mention that I was looking for the entry on this area. As we can see, it still continues to go up, and because it went so high, then I could justify the entry down here. So the reason why I mentioned it, because that few hours does make a difference. The overall view can change as well. So I might be saying something in the morning, and then something else 2 hours later, something else can happen, and it completely change the view, or completely change what I think towards the market. I might say that, okay, I'm looking for the long side, and 2 hours later market does something else, like, okay, I'm gonna switch to the towards short side. So that things they do happen as well. So that's the reason why I wanted to show this particular currency, because I was speaking that yesterday, and it changed. It's only changed slightly because it continued, but overall the direction is still the same as it was yesterday, and the target is the same. And on this particular occasion, I don't see this one to come down yet. Actually, on this one, the view is the same. Let's analyze this. Let's analyze this Aussie against USD. I do see still a potential on this. If it retraces, again, the target's going to be on, so on this particular occasion, target is going to be at 65.80 on this occasion, and we're going to look for the retracement towards downside. Let's see what we have done 4 hour time frame. Yeah, as we can see, it's going nicely. It does not have much of a retracement. I do think that the price is going to continue easily towards that 65.80. For now, we can see it in here because I don't have the indicator on, but we have this weekly moving average. So it's somewhere down around here. This is an hour time frame, but it's around. Just the price came up and tested this weekly moving average. I think it's a 20 weekly moving average. So it's kind of having a bit of a trouble to break it, but because it's been tested not too long ago, there's a good chance it's gonna break that moving average. But before it does that, it might have a retracement. So as of the potential retracement, if the price comes down somewhere around 65, maybe 65.12 area, then that will be another potential towards upside. So let's say the price comes down, and here 65, roughly about 65.12. We have these lows, these highs here, and it's close to this kind of low. It's not very good, but we can couple up with these two. So because we have these highs, we can use it as the entry at 65.12. As of this stop loss is gonna go. Okay, stop loss gonna be probably, yeah, we'll be looking about actually 30 pips on this one. Yeah, we'll be 30 pips on this as of the stop losses goes. The target's gonna be, so if we enter at 65, was it 65? 65.12, so 65.12 the entry, and we're going to run to 65.80. We're looking about 70 pips gain. If we take a risk about 30 pips, then we're looking about just about 1 to 2 risk rewards. So if you are someone who is trading on that one, then the risk reward is good. As of in my case, I cannot justify to add another unit because my stop loss is down here around this zone, and I can't justify just to move my stop losses up. I know a lot of traders do that when the price continues to their direction, even like 20 pips in their direction, they suddenly move their stop losses to break even. It is good, it makes you feel good, but over the long run, it is that could be the reason why you're getting stopped out. Because if I put the stop losses where I entered, I think I entered what it was around somewhere here, I think. Yeah, the entry was somewhere here, so I can't really justify my stop loss to move my stop loss up here, because price might come down and there's going to be a lot of orders building up in here, so price might come down, take out my stop loss, and then continue towards upside. So that's the reason I cannot move my stop loss unless maybe it moves another 20 or 40 pips, probably 25 pips. Then I can justify to move my stop loss to break even, but until it does that, I can't really do that. So always think about the long term before you make a sudden decisions, such as moving the stop losses. I'm very strict when it comes to stop losses. Not as strict when it comes to the take profits, but when it comes to stop losses, I'm very, very strict, and that what keeps me in the game. Also, I never blown up my account, so I've heard many traders done that, and the only way to do that is the risk management. And when you start moving your stop losses, that will jeopardize your trading to become the profitable trader. So you need to be very strict about it. So let's move to so I didn't analyze AUDUSD, which I haven't actually mentioned. It just happened that so USDCAD. So let's go to the euro against euro against GBP, British pounds. So euro against British pounds. Let's see what we have up there. Okay, so on this one, this is a daily time frame again. So the price came down nicely. We have this this area as a nice support. So the price came down for, and we have, let me see this one. Yeah, so this is, I'm waiting for this one to, that's what I'm expecting to do. So as of the targets, I would be looking for this 86.50 zone. The reason why we have this low here. So I do think eventually price will break this zone, because it's only 60 pips away. I do think it's going to break it eventually. And we can see the price came down, and now it's testing this support level. So it tested, and now it's having this retracement on the daily time frame. The candle is pretty small, so we're going to need to drill down to the 4-hourly time frame and see what we can get the as of the entry up there. So the price is coming up to this 87.15, and I was looking, yeah, so it's pretty close to this entry area. So this one, 87.20, so another 10 pips. Let's look at the 1-hourly time frame, see what we have it in there. Yeah, 87.20. So on the 4-hourly time frames, it does looking good, and that will be our entry. So 87.20 will be our entry. So it's another 10 pips away. It's not that far. It got pretty close. It was only about 4 pips. Yeah, it's only like about 4 pips, but it got pretty close. I do think it might have a bit more push. If hopefully it's going to come up and give us the opportunity for another to get into the short side. So I'll be looking for the entry at this area. On the 4-hour time frame, it looks better. The candles are better aligned rather in here. So that's why I'm looking for the entry. Let's say 87.20, and as of the stop losses goes, we would be looking 720. Probably can easily get away with a 15. You can get away with 15 pips stop loss, because if the price gonna get up to this level, I'm probably gonna be looking that the price gonna continue. So 15 pips, and if you want to give the extra safety, then you can use 20 pip stop loss, so you can position your stop losses above this one. So just in case, if the if the price decides to come up and maybe just come up here and then continue to fall towards downside, then you're gonna have the extra 5 pips to save you from getting stopped out. So I would say 15 pips enough, but if you want to give it extra, then that 20 pips will be good. So as I said, the entry is at 87.20 and our target is gonna be at 86. Was it 86? Let me see. Just double check where is gonna be our entry. So I will be looking for these 86.50. So roughly looking about, was it 70 pips? We were looking about 70 pips. It's a bit steep, again, steep for the day trades, but I do see the potential that the price have a good chance that coming down to this low down here. If you want to take your profits a bit earlier, then you can do it. Just my personal view is, if I see the opportunity that I can get more pips or more money out of it, and I see that potential, then I will leave the trade running. But if it meets your risk reward requirements, and you want to just get out because you want to feel that safe, then you can as well do it. But make sure that you have that risk reward aligned. Always make sure that you have that risk reward. So as I said, the risk reward. So the entry 87.20 with 15 or 20 pip stop loss, and our target is down at 86.50. So down to this low here. So about 20 pips maximum loss. So 20 pip risk, and we're looking to make 70 pips in a return. So if you even take 20 pip stop loss, you'll be looking for the more than 1 to 3 risk rewards. Again, is good. So it's only have like 10 pips to move up. So not that far away. So we got USDCAD, AUDUSD, and we got Euro against British pounds, and lastly we got Euro against Australian. That's good. Australian. Euro against AUD. So this currency is going pretty quick. No, it's been going 23 minutes. Yeah, it generally takes me generally takes a longer time to analyze the currencies, and yeah, I do include some other things in between, but this one seems like quicker than I usually do my analysis. So funny enough. As yeah, if you follow my my videos, I did mention the price I was expecting for the price to come down at this level, which is just did it now. It is sitting at this weekly the daily support on here. Yeah, so this is a question in here. It's gonna if it's gonna break that that support zone or not. I did mention it up to, I think it was up to here, and we also had the trades, but unfortunately I think we got stopped out on that trade, and it did set up again, which I have missed. I think it was a bit early before even that, before I even started that live trading, and we kind of end up missing out. If you got stopped out with me on this one, I'm pretty sure my trade was somewhere around, with my stop losses somewhere around here, and it just came up on the, I believe it was a news, and we got nicked somewhere here, and then of course price continued to get to our target. It's always annoying when that happens, but it does happen every now and then, so we just need to yeah, brush it off and look for the next trade. There's nothing the worst thing you can do is just get obsessed on that trade, and then it's like beat yourself up about it. I used to do that on my early days, like, oh, I missed that trade, and I should have been here or whatever. Maybe I should have put that stop loss a bit higher, but then you would never know what the market's gonna decide to do out of the blue. Like whether that news was out, and I think it was a news that it pushed the price higher, and I'm pretty sure that was the lot of orders. That's why it happened. It took out all that orders and triggered maybe limit order stop losses and all that, and we can see that it continued to get to our target now. So Always look for the next trade and forget the last trade, whether it's losing trade and a winning trade as well, because also when you have the stream of winning trades, that's where the biggest and highest the chance when you're gonna blow up your account, because once you have, let's say, 3 or 4 winning trades in a row, you're gonna feel invincible and you're gonna feel that confidence, which makes you to pile up twice or 3 times the size, and then eventually you're gonna get that losing trade, and you're gonna all the money you made, maybe let's say 5 or whatever the percentage you made, you're gonna give all that back. So always keep your feet planted on the ground, so don't get elevated for the winning trades as well as losing trades, but you have to keep that steady sort of emotions in this game, because once you get elevated with the emotions, it's gonna start clouding your judgment. So so let's start discussing on the euro against Aussie. So the daily time frame, it's going pretty good. It came down easily to this daily support. We have this nice support. I also have this horizontal line in here. It's a question that it's going to break it or not. So far, it does looking pretty strong. I do think that it has a good chance to break it. So I will give it definitely a try if it's going to retrace, and it's going to give me the opportunity to get on to the trade. I will give it a try because it looks a good potential. As of the next targets, I will be looking for 6,400, looking pretty good. 6,400. Okay, let's look at the other time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame, see what we have it in 4-hour time frame. Yeah, it just pretty much has the one-way ticket. It's only a few chopping around. We had this one here, and only a bit of a retracement up here. So other than that, it just went one way towards downside. Nothing much. It did not really have a much retracement. I do want to see a retracement. However, I do expect that it's gonna have at least some sort of bounce on that daily. On the daily support, because it's still strong, and I do want to see, okay, maybe 66.39. There's an opportunity up here at 66.39. However, it doesn't looking as good. I will be looking for this one. This is better. 66.70 would be a more stronger entry, because we have lots of clusters in here. Looks better than this one down here, but could be a good, still a good potential for the to give it a try. And I as well build it. I might give it a try to get onto this area at 66.30, 38. 66.36. Call it for now 66.35. So that could be our first entry. You might want to maybe reduce your position size slightly, because on this particular occasion it may not have as good the winning chance on this one, because it doesn't look as good. But however, the price sometimes likes to come up on this one. When it comes up here, might be a lot of orders coming in towards, and it might trigger the for the lot of push towards downside, but it still doesn't look good. It's worth a try. Let's see on stop loss wise. So 66.35. We're gonna look for, as of this stop loss, 35.55. Look for the 20. So on this one is going to take about 20 pip stop loss on this 66.55. So 20 pip stop loss on this one as of the entry, but it does not looking as good. So I'm not as confident on this one as I am on this. This one looking better, 66.70 zone. As of the entry, but we can try on both of them and make sure that your risk is well managed, so they're gonna keep us in the game. and the second entry, if the price decides to continue go up and come up this area, then I will give it another try. So 166.70 as of the another entry, and for the stop loss we would be looking probably another 20 pips. Yeah, this one's gonna need another 20 pips stop loss. So we can go with this 20 pip stop losses in here. So the first potential entry is going to be at 66.35 with the 20 pip stop loss, and if the price decides to stop us out and continue go to this area at 166.70, that will be our second entry for the second trade, with also about 20 pip stop loss. As of targets goes, targets are pretty good. So even if we get stopped out on this one and that second trade works out, that's gonna more than make up the our losing trades. So for the targets, we're gonna use the daily time frames up here. Let's see, we got daily time frames. Yeah, I do want to see this one to go down to this this zone here. Again, this is far away. Now, this is more like a swing rather than a day trading opportunity, actually. But it's a good one. 64, roughly speaking, about 64.10. The reason why we have a lot of price action going on in here. We have these highs as well as a lot of cluster of these, and also this one, a lot of open and closes and a lot of price action going on. So that will be our next support zone. So as I mentioned earlier, that was 64.10, 64.10, and we're going to add 66, was it 66.20? The first entry was 66.35. So yeah, the risk reward is beyond good. Again, we're gonna only use the 20 pip stop loss and our reward at 64.10. So almost 200 pips. Just was 180 pips. We're looking to make 180 pips on the first entry, and the second entry even more. So as the first entry, looking about 180 pips, and we are only risking 20 pips, so that's nothing. Our risk reward is, if I calculate now, will be like 1 to 8, 1 to 7, give or take. And if the price comes up on this level, let's say we're going in here with a 20 pips stop loss at 166.70, you might want to maybe take the profits a bit sooner. 6,600, 70. Let me see and see what we have on the second. So if the price comes up with 66.70, how it's gonna look like on daily time frame. 66.70 and down to 6600 with a 20 pip stop loss. You can use so if the price comes up at 66.20 and then starts making way down, you can take your profits down to, or at least a partial profits down to this old supports, the price where they're sitting at the moment, which is at 65. So before it was almost, it did make it way down to here, so 65.80. You can use that as of the first or partial profit. You can take it off and run the other one at the previous level, which was at 64.10. So this is the two opportunities, or you can leave it either you can leave it around the complete profit towards that 64.10, or you can take the entire unit of the at 65. Was it 65? Yeah, 65.80. So it's already tested. There's a good chance if it comes up, you might want to come down for another retest. So you got these two options. So if you want to take a bit more risk, then you're gonna get, of course, the bigger reward. But if you want to play it a bit safer and you don't want to leave the unit to run because you're afraid that the price might turn around, which is a good, it can happen. So then you can take it off at 65.80 on the same support level as the price already came down, which was our target previously. So these are two options decision you need to make on that. So I did analyze, so USDCAD, AUDUSD. So I did analyze actually 4 currency pairs. So I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna be, let me see if there's any other ones. So British pounds USD, should I do that as the British pounds against USD, and then after that I'm gonna sign out. Let's give some extra. Let's see what we have on the British pounds against USD, right? So GBP is sitting on this wedge pattern, does it? Let me see. Let me draw a trend. That trend line up here, and I think I need to move this one now because we got this wedge pattern here. Try to fit the one in here. Oops. Okay. So now we can extend that wedge pattern we previously had by the candles. They do fit on the yeah, they do fit these trend lines in between. So we're still kind of in this wedge pattern. I was hoping they would have already broken out, but it has not really done it. So for now, it already came up and tested this once. Also took out these lows in the highs in here. We closed yesterday as of the inverted hammer, or more like a doji really, and then now price is coming up again. Let's move down to the 4-hourly time frame, see what we have it on 4-hourly time frame. So yeah, it's playing this game again for quite a long time already, and yeah, it does not look particularly appealing. So it's on the 4-hour time frame, it's doing this sort of double top. So it came up and then it has this bounce towards downside, and then it came up again, tested this highs here on 4-hour time frame, and now it's looking that it's gonna go going down. So the question is, what is actually, so these are right here, looks like the good potential for the entry, however towards upside. However, I don't particularly like these yeah, I don't particularly like this setup in here because it does not look doesn't look good. Does not look good. Yeah, I would not advise something if you as of the trades wise, which I'm not gonna take personally. So I'm not gonna just throw into the trade that, oh yeah, it's a good idea to get onto this trade if I'm not thinking that it's if I think it's a bad idea, then I'm gonna say it's not looking good. So, which is in this case, I don't like the way it looks. So I don't really want to say that, oh yeah, get onto this trade because it's good. So obviously yeah, I don't like this one. The USDCAD was probably looking pretty good, but it's only if it sets up. So we need to wait for a couple of hours. If it's gonna set up, then it's gonna be a good. I think it's gonna be a good trade. But as of in this occasion, like, it does not looking as good as the other. The USDCAD for this one needs to do quite a lot before. Yeah, so I would say I'm going to disqualify this currency for at least for today to take any trade unless something going to happen later on. As of news-wise, we do have a key news out today, but it's only later on today. So we have, there's nothing much going on as of, is it Wednesday today? It's Wednesday today. So as of the, so we have this advanced GDP at 1:30. So this is all UK time. So we have advanced GDP on the Q1 at 1:30 UK time. It can create some volatility. It does. The GDP normally does create some volatility. But the key one, we have the Federal Open Committee statement. So that's going to be our main focus. So this one generally, depending on what they say, it does create quite a bit of volatility. It depends if they don't say anything much, then it might probably not going to do anything. But if they mention something about, especially on the interest rates, then yeah, that's probably going to create quite a bit of volatility. So be aware of that. And also we got the press conference, which is normally half an hour later in this case, where the press asking a question, and again, depending on their answers back, it can spike volatility. So be aware if you take any trade close to this time. Generally, people don't do that because 7 p.m. is quite late. But just keep that in mind. We have that news. Oops, what's that? Change now. So this is the key news for today. And yeah, so I'll be signing out, guys. So it's been going on 40 minutes and no questions. So that was 5 currency. So as what I can see, euro against British pounds is the good. Excuse me. Euro against British pounds is good. USDCAD still needs to play a bit more, a couple of hours. Give it, but for now, euro against British pounds and euro against Australian dollar is on the lookout. The other ones are still developing. British pounds and cable, I don't particularly. It doesn't looking good as I mentioned earlier. So that will be it, guys. For now, I will be signing out, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe. I'm making this live daily forex analysis Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. UK time, as well as a bunch of other content about trading, such as like weekly forex analysis on different currency. When it comes to swing trading, I do upload them on the weekends, as well as the tips about or how to improve your trading and how to be better as a trader when it comes to all this psychology and mindset on the when it comes to psychology and mindset on the trading arena, which is I would say the most important, and after that it's going to come all the strategy and all the other ones. And also, if you like this video and you find it helpful, please give it a like. It does really help me to produce even better content for you guys. So I'll be signing out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m. UK time. Have a good day.